let's start with a brief on Dynamics 365. What is it, and how about the Business Central as part of it? So, like when we say Dynamics 365, so first of all, it's by Microsoft, and it's a product line that includes the CRM, that's the Customer Relation Management, and the ERP, that's the Enterprise Resource Planning. So when we say CRM, so that majorly talks about the marketing and the sales functionalities that every organization needs to run their business. And when we talk about ERP, so that's the functionalities other than marketing and sales, and majorly the accounting part. So we can say, if we talk about Business Central or ERP in Dynamics 365, so it serves as accounting software to the organizations. Okay, so like when we talk about the biggest benefit of Dynamics 365, so yes, it's completely integrated with other Microsoft business applications. Like it's all these applications come under the environment of Microsoft. So this is how like Dynamics 365 serves as a single comprehensive solution to meet the needs of growing business, wherein all the functionalities are provided by Microsoft. So when I say in terms of storage or maybe the AI or the machine learning, so all these are covered by Microsoft. If I take pick up the first icon, that's the Office 365. So all the Office functionalities that all businesses use to run their businesses and the day-to-day transactions. So all these are provided by Microsoft Azure, or maybe handled by Microsoft, along with the functionalities that are available or offered by Dynamics 365. As we can see on in the illustration, just to name few, it talks about the project management, it talks about the financial management, operations, sales and services, etc. Let's cover a brief about Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So, as I said, like CRM is majorly, or it talks about the marketing and the sales part. It covers these functionalities of organizations. So, if I talk about Dynamics 365 CRM, so there are five functionalities, major functionalities to name. They are marketing, sales, customer services, field services, and the project operations. So these are the major functionalities available in Dynamics CRM. Just to brief, like if I take up the first point, that's the marketing. So basically, they make it's they follow a pattern. Like if I say marketing, so generally in marketing, the there is brand awareness, there is visibility or presenting your organization or your brand into the market to the people. So that is the general marketing, that overall marketing strategies which should be done to run a business. All such functionalities are available in Dynamics marketing as well. If we talk about the next step after marketing, let's say the brand awareness or the visibility of your product is done, and you move to the next step of sales. So there all the functionalities starting from the sales quotation or the confirmation or maybe the sales order, and next, if a payment is confirmed, then the sales invoice, and finally closure of a sale. So all such functionalities are covered in the dynamic sales functionality. Next is the customer service, which talks about the services that are provided to the customers. That can be in form of a service, a review, just to collect a feedback, or sharing some, the forms with the customers. So all the strategies that a business needs to um, to check the satisfaction level, or the how their customers are happy with the product or the services, are handled by the customer service functionality here by Dynamics. Next is the field services, which majorly talks about uh, the people who go out for the field services, either for the service and all, or for the repair. So here, this functionality is also available. And lastly, the project operations, so which generally talks about the projects, and how a project can be started, can be decided, if any change is required, and from the starting to the implementation and the completion of a project. So there is a functionality for the project operations as well. So this is brief on the CRM that is available by Dynamics 365. But if we talk about these, like all these are in form of modules. Like one functionality itself has a module where it covers, like like what could be the implementation, what are the different options, and how it can be beneficial and can be used by organizations. So that's something brief that we have covered for CRM. Moving to next, they will talk about ERP, and here is where we are going to talk about the Business Central as well. So, as I said, ERP is majorly for the accounting processes, or can be used as accounting software by the organizations. So, but when I say as an accounting software, so this is a level high thing. I mean, yes, it can be a replacement to accounting software, like generally which we know, like Tele, QuickBooks, Line Books, etc. So, but yes, this is at a high level. The reason being, uh, because of the lots of functionalities and applications which are available, or which are offered by Dynamics 365. So, other than sales and marketing that is covered in CRM, all other functionalities are available in ERP. So, just to name few, or these are the main functionalities. Uh, it's supply chain management, finance, commerce, human resource, and again the project operations. So when you talk about starting with the first point, supply chain, so basically it talks about the resources a company has. Resources can be in form of machines, or inventories, or the employees. So so it majorly talks about the resources here in the supply chain management. Or talking about the finance next, functionality. So this is something very vast, and I should say all the transactions starting from a small entry in the accounts, or just to maintain the regular accounts, and till the final closure of the books, or maybe the like that's called the chart of accounts in Business Central, or Dynamics 365. So so here, like as I said, from the regular day to day transaction, accounting transactions, or the entries in simple language that we say. Starting from that, all the functionalities and applications are available. Just to name few, like accounts receivables, accounts payables, um, sales invoice, purchase invoice, etc. So here it covers all the financial transactions. Same way, like other functionalities, it talks about the commerce, it talks about the human resource and the project operations. So when we talk about the commerce, so basically it talks about the transactions or the payments that are made, how to have a look on it or how to manage those transactions, to keep a check, like where a transaction is made, or maybe like where a sale is made, what was the location, what was the mode, like if some delivery is done by whom. So all this is covered by the functionality commerce here. And in the HR, human resource, so that's the very major part of all the organizations, like the HR functionality, where the HR team looks after the staff, the requirement, the recruitment, the the salary, the attendance, etc., etc. So this full-fledged HR functionality is available here by Dynamics 365. And lastly, the project operations, like it is there, like project is everywhere, like there needs to projects to be managed or to be initiated. So it's available in all the applications, like even if it's CRM or the ERP. So when we talk about Dynamics ERP, so it is F&O, that's the finance and operations. Now, when we say finance and operations or F&O, so it is for the large organizations. And when we talk about Business Central, so Business Central is a part of F&O that is designed for the small and medium-sized organizations. So the basic difference between Business Central and the F&O is like Business Central is the functionalities and the applications which are available in Business Central are limited. It doesn't include all the functionalities or all the applications, as in F&O, that's finance and operations, because like the functionalities which are required by a small or a medium sized organization, or the applications which come into use by medium sized organizations, like up to the level of medium sized organizations, are available in Business Central. But when we talk about large organizations where they need many more applications with extra functionalities, so all that is there in F&O. So basically, the large organizations go for the F&O, and the small and medium-sized organizations go for Business Central. So this is how I wanted to just cover up about Microsoft Dynamics 365 before I start with the Business Central. So so basically, Business Central is an ERP offered by Microsoft Dynamics 365, and it is for small and medium-sized organizations with the applications and the functionalities that are used by on daily basis by the small and medium-sized organizations. So there is some limitation to the applications and the functionalities provided in those applications. So what is Business Central? So Business Central is a business management solution for small and mid-sized organizations that automates and streamlines business processes and helps you manage your business. Um, Highly adaptable and rich with features, Business Central enables companies to manage their business, including finance, manufacturing, sales, shipping, project management, services, and more. Companies can easily add functionality that is relevant to the region of operation, and that is customized to support even highly specialized industries. So basically, it's for the small and mid-sized organizations, but it automates and streamlines all the business processes, and it helps in managing whatever a business needs are. So all that is provided in Business Central. If I compare it with F&O, it doesn't mean like the necessary applications or the functionalities available in those applications are limited, such like of organizations business cannot run with business central. No, it's not at all like that. Whatever is required for by a small and mid-sized organization, all that is available for them in business central. So as I covered the modules, like starting from the marketing till the closure of the accounting books, right, or a completion of a project, so all that is possible by business central. Okay, so um, as we can see on the screen, like just to name few here, it's talking about better managed financials and automate and secure supply chains. So how business center helps small and mid-sized businesses by helping them in taking the smarter decisions. Now that is possible by the AI. And like when we talk about let's say when we have to take a decision, now there are two options. Either you just think, you just take a decision and go and implement it, or the second way is you check the historical experiences, you check the historical maybe what are the results if few steps were taken. So and then you take decision as per the facts, right? Either you can just take a decision, okay, let's try this thing this time, or you can check the facts, majorly the historical facts, the historical experiences, or the the aggregates. So if I talk about business center here, and majorly about its AI, so that is like it's available. So that is, it is completely fact based. It's not going to give you, okay, let's try this thing this time. It will check the historical aggregates, it will check the facts, and then only accordingly will give you um, you know um, suggestions, like these can be the decisions, these can be the trials that you can start with. So if I talk about the financials here, as I said, like starting from the day-to-day transactions, let's say if I have paid someone 100 rupees, and to whom I may paid, and what was the mode of payment, etc. Starting from such basic transactions till the closure of books. Like when I say closure of books, it talks about the balance sheet, it talks about the profit and loss account. And as I said, in Business Central, in Dynamics 365, it's called the chart of accounts. So all these financial transactions can be managed in a very better way. Same as I said about the supply chain, it is secured, it is automated, it is completely based on the facts and the historical aggregates. So there is no chance of proving the decision that has been made to be wrong. Sell smarter and improve customer service, like when you are taking care of your customers, or the steps that you're taking in terms of marketing and keeping your customers happy. So there is no point that is left over where like the this application is not helping you out, and it is helping on all the points and no point is missed here. So customer service is definitely improved. And when talk about the projects, if the projects are properly streamlined at every level, so it's under the budget as well, and it's completed on time without any problem. In terms of data to action, if we talk about the journey from data to action in business central, so we can, again it's I would say here, when we talk about, like, let's say what could be the recommendations. So here the decision is made as per the facts using the AI. If I talk about the predictions, so basically in predictions it's the forecasting in terms of what is the available, maybe the cash or maybe the inventory, what is the available stock, how much is needed. So all that is streamlined at every level. It's not like there is some, let's say if there is some sales order, or we have to supply some of the objects to some of our customer. So it's not like we are on the last date and we come to know that there is a shortage of stock or the inventory. So at every step, business central will help us letting know like what is, like where we are standing, what is the level of this stock, if we have this much order and how much is available, and if we go ahead, either we produce it or we buy it. So what will be the like who will be the, the list of vendors from where we can buy, from whom we can buy, and if we want to start producing it from the scratch, from the raw materials, then how much time it's going to take. So there is a better decision making, like we should go for purchasing it on our own, or we better go and purchase it by some of the vendors. So like this, the forecasting or the predictions, it is how the business center helps us. Okay, one more point here I want to add when we talk about Dynamics 365. So other than the CRM and the ERP, there is also the Power Platforms that is included in Dynamics 365. So when I say Power Platforms, it has four functionalities. The first one is the Power BI, the second is the Power Apps, the third is the Power Automate, and lastly, the Power Virtual Agents. So basically, these, or I say like this is a platform, a suite of applications where you can, you know, design, or you can create your own applications, or you can just um, keep the things the way you want. So if I talk about Power BI, like how is it? It is there in useful in Business Central. So Power BI basically is used for designing or giving a better view or visualization to your reports, or maybe your information data that you have. So it has several options of giving visualizations to your reports or the data that you want to maybe share with your coworkers, or you want to share with your customers, etc., etc. So you can like if you have a report ready, you in just few minutes you can give it a better visualization before you share with your customers or coworkers, or even if you want to keep it with yourself. So that's why it gives us the interactive dashboards here. And again, like if I talk about the dashboards and the reports, so we can give it a better visualization, or the way we want it to be there in our the in our working, like how we want to use those applications. So again, here we will talk about some core capabilities. Let's pick up the first one, that's the financial management. So as I said, like starting from the basic entries, that is either the accounts receivable or the payable. It means either we have paid something or we have received some things. Then next level, let's say be a bank reconciliation, where we check both the sides, the debit and the credit sides, like if both sides are matching, like basically like what how much we have paid and how much is deducted, is that equal? Or let's say if we have purchased some assets, or we have some inventory in our organization, to keep a check to just equalize it, like is this transaction correct, or if not, then how it can be corrected. Next, like if we talk about managing any of our fixed assets or any other assets that we have, and lastly the closing, that can be the month or the year and closing. So step by step, all these capabilities can be handled by the financial management here. Same way goes for the sales and service management, starting from the quotation, with confirmation, with the sales invoicing, the final payment. So same way like goes for the project management, supply chain, and etc. So basically this illustration here lets us know like how step by step all these working can be streamlined. There is nothing, there is no point where we are lagging or we miss something here, because all this is automated by the application. So Power Apps, we have I have just covered it. Okay, so before we start with some demos here, I would like to add few more things about Business Central here. Few basic things in Business Central. So Business Central has two versions, or we can say the two type of licenses are there in Business Central: the Essential and the Premium. These are the two names. So when we talk about Essential, so um, it has all the functionalities which is available, but when we compare it with Premium, so Premium has only one extra functionality, that is of the manufacturing. Now we are not going to go into deep of these, as we are just covering the basics today. So just to let you know, like there are two licenses in Business Central, and there are three environments available. So one is the production, where which we say our main the company or the account, and two are for the testing. Okay, so when we talk about the setup that we can do in Business Central, so there we get three options how we can set up our company. So those three options are: first is a setup with sample and transactions. Second is a setup only the setup without transactions, and the third one is blank. So basically we get three a type of setups. When we say the sample and the transaction, the setup and the transaction, so there we get the setup also with the basic transactions. So either we can go ahead and start using those, or if we do not want the transactions which is provided by Business Central and we want to make our own, so we can go for the second type where only setup is there. And in case we don't even want the setup, we can go for the option which is blank. Okay, and one last thing here I want to add, the very basic about Business Central. So there, the storage available in Business Central is of 80 GB. So here I want to start with some of the demos where we'll see um, how we can use the Business Central portal. Just give me a quick moment here, and I changed my screen. Okay, so I guess there should be a link in the chat box, which talks about the this portal, like how we can log into, how we can go and visit the Dynamics 365 Business Central portal. Okay, so using that link, we can come here. We'll reach this page where we have to sign in, and basically we have to do the registration. This is here I am using the trial account that anyone can get. It's a trial account that we can use for 30 days. So the link that I have shared sorry, will bring you on this page. Okay, so I just start from here. Okay, so now this is a page, like this is a company that I have already opened. So no need to go into details, like I'll just cover up the basic things here. So when we talk about the basic things here, I would like to start with the user interface, like web clients, like where they can on which devices can we use it and all. So we can use it on many devices. The only requirement is like any device that has a the web browser, and there we can log into, we can go to the Business Central. So it can be a desktop, it can be a phone, but yes, it has different layouts. Like if I talk about the layout on the phone, the screen that you would be able to see must be the smaller as compared to the desktop. But that's the only difference of the layouts. But otherwise, the let's take an example. Like I am using my mobile, I'm using business center over the mobile, and I have edit some, let's say, item or a customer. So if I just refresh my screen on the desktop, I can see that added field on my desktop as well. So basically we can use any device, but yes, it will be there, only the differences of the layout. And when we talk about how to sign in, I shown you there. So basically, that's the free portal. Today that we are discussing of that only, because for going into the proper account for the production environment, we need to purchase the license. So that's why I am just showing you. I have shown you and shared the link for the free account that is available. So. Uh, like there you can register, like you can see my name here on the right top. So this is because I have already registered. I'm already there on one of the free accounts here. Okay, now let's understand the structure of the role center. So I would like to click here which says the settings, this gearbox, sorry, gear icon. So here, I get options of personalize, my settings, company information, and other two as well. But we are going to talk bit about the first three, that's the personalize, my settings, and the company information. So when I talk about the first one, personalize, so this is basically it allows me to do any kind of personalization I want to. So it basically has the option of adding or removing any field. So coming to the next, I am clicking on my settings here. So it will take me to the page where I can see the role, I can see the company, work date, region, language, time zone, etc. So if I click on the three dots next to the role, I would be able to access all the roles which are permitted to me. I mean, like the company will set some of the permission for all the different employees, or as per the role of an employee in a company. Like let's say if it's HR, so the roles which are related to finance and all, or maybe sales, will not be permitted to them. Or if I talk about the finance, vice versa, like he is not concerned with the HR functionalities or the rules there, so HR will not be allowed to financial. So such permissions and restrictions can be set. But yes, all the roles here which I can see are only those which are permitted to me. So accordingly, I can go ahead and select any of the role. Right now, it's a business manager here. Here, if we go in companies, so these are the companies which are already created in my this you know different companies I have created here on my portal. But how to create a new company? We need to go at the top, these three dots. I click here, I go to new, I go to create new company, and I click on next. So here I need to enter a name for the company. I need to enter the name I want to give to my company. Uh, Wherever we can see the red star, so those are the mandatory information we need to enter. And where it's not, we can continue with our working or setting up any page in Business Central without adding those information unless it is required, because it might be some tabs where the information initially is not mandatory, but later when you start using the business center, maybe in terms of purchase or maybe in terms of inventory, maybe in terms of shipment, so there those informations are required. So then I mean, initially we can start skipping those which are not mandatory, but later we need to add those information as well so that we can use all the application or all the functionalities available by Business Central. So let's say I am not creating a new company here right now. The reason being it takes at least 30 minutes to completely process the new company that we are trying to create. So I am just covering up what are the tabs or different options here. So we talked about three types of setup. Here are those three types. So it talks about sample data where everything will be there. If we talk about the setup data only, here only setup without transactions will be there. And the last one is no data, which will be blank. No, nothing will be there. Whatever you want, you can add and create as per your requirement. Yeah. Okay, so let's say I click on next. Okay, it will not let me do anything there. Anyways, if I just fill in the details and click on next, so it will start creating a company for me, but that might take some time. So I am just closing it right now. Coming back here, it tells the work date here. It will by default show today's date, but if I want, I can click on the calendar and change the date as I want to reflect as my working date there. I can select the region, I can select the language, I can see the time zone here, and the notifications. Generally, like if I just go and click on it, it gives me different options whichever I want to go and select. I'm closing it here. Teaching tips, like you can select, you can activate it, you can enable it or disable it. So basically it will give you the teaching tips at every point of wherever you are trying to go to any new tab. And it's telling me about my drive where my cloud storage is there. Also it tells me when I was last signed in here. So this is about basics in the like in my settings here. Now I'm going to company information. So this is the page where it will show me if I have a company, if I already added a company and I have selected, like you can see here, I've selected a company, it names Arha. And so this is when I click on company information. So it will give me the page where the information about the company Arha that I have already added here. Okay, I can just increase the size of the page. And so these are the information that I've added here is the only mandatory one. I have skipped the other one. Just to go through the general page of company information here. So here we can click on show more. We can like just to expand or collapse, we can click on show more or show list. We can click on these fast tabs which are available, which talks about like communication. I am just closing it right now. It talks about the payments. Communication will be the address and all. Payments, like what will be the mode of payment, or if any bank details or etc that can be added. In the shipping, from whom to whom, and the address, the location. Like this, different tabs are there to add in details about the company. Okay, so that was about the the settings icon here. Okay, I just cover out the basic things here. The screen which we can see, if I talk about this, where we can see these icons, the first one is the search one, and in Business Central it's called Tell Me. Next is the notification, and this is the settings one. This is the help and support. So this area is called the application bar. Okay, if I come to the next line of information, so this is the navigation menu, and the next line is the navigation bar. Now, when I talk about the navigation menu and the navigation bar here, so this is according to the role that I have selected. It was the business manager, so it is showing me what a business manager can need. Like it shows me finance, it shows me sales, purchase, all these things. So Accordingly, it is showing me the customers, vendors, etc. If I just come down here, so this is the this is basically the headline. It's the insights. So whatever is the the most relevant the business data that is aggregated, I can see it here. If I talk about the right side actions, these are the actions which are available. I mean, these are basically um, according to the role center that we have selected, but it helps us in for the quick access here. We can just go on these tasks, and we need not to go into the like if I click on sales, I can see all these sales codes, sales invoice. So basically for the um, quick access, we can click on these actions available here. If I just go down, and these are called the activities queues, where basically my data is divided into different queues. Like it can be shown as like it talks about the ongoing sales, it talks about the purchases, it talks about the payments. Right now it's just the trial account, and no such the entries or the data has been entered here. So majorly you will see zeros here. Okay, so okay, for explaining for few more things, I'm just taking example of here. I'm going to a sales order. We need not to talk about like sales order here. Just to explain the basic the functionalities or which is there throughout the business central. So for that, like let's say I go in any of these sales order. Here we're not talking about the sales order, but we need to check like what all we can do here. Let's say i I need to okay. Okay, before talking what I wanted to say, I would like to cover few basic things here. Like, like this is, if I just hover over here, I can see it says the open the page in read only mode. So basically here, if I click on it, so it will is only readable now, right? So if I click on it again and enable the, um, the writing, the I can add as well. So other than reading, I can add the text as well. If I want to share it with my employees or with someone, I can share from here. But here one requirement is like, unless the second person with whom I want to share some of the files or some of the pages from my business central to them, they need to have the business central application as well. Unless they do not have the business central application, I won't be able to share the file. Like how generally it happens, like when we have to share a file with someone, so the next person should also have that application installed in their device as well. Here I can add a new entry, and from here I can delete it. And like all the like as I said initially, all the like it's completely integrated with Microsoft. So if we talk about Microsoft Office, if we talk about Power BI or anything, so all are integrated, all are under the environment of Microsoft, so can easily be shared and viewed. Okay, I just go back from here. If I talk about this eye here, I am clicking on it. So this is basically, this is called the fact boxes. It's basically like the information, right? So this is called fact box here. So what happens, like wherever I am marked on, let's say I am here, so whatever the details of this customer is there, or about this sales order is there, I can see in the fact box as well. If I need anything from here, if I want to see something quickly, I can check here. If I don't need it, I will click on it, and the fact box will be gone, and I can see the full screen here. Okay. One more thing here. I am talking about tell me once again. Wherever I am, I can click on the tell me to get the information. The only difference is, let's say if I am there on the page of sales order. Let's say if I go and click on tell me, first of all, either I can go on it, or there's a shortcut, I can do the alt and q. If I do alt q, I'll reach the tell me option only. Okay, let's say I want to search, I just write items for example here. So what it will do, like this is a very useful action, I should say, for of tell me that is available here. What it will do when I'm talking about items here, so it will give me the details of the current page as well as all the pages and tasks which are available for the items. So let's say it's like you can see here, it is saying like on current page because we are there on some of the sales order. So if we are looking for anything related to like items on the current page, we can go and select those options. Or if we are just generally looking for the items, we will go and select the items list here. Okay, now there is here you can see this is basically the bookmark. Now, here it talks about the bookmarking. You can bookmark it or you can unbookmark. So what will happen if it is bookmarked, I can see it in the navigation list. And if I bookmark it, so it will also be removed from my navigation list. So according to your usage, according to the the pages that you majorly visit or which are relevant for you, you can bookmark the from here as well, so that it is easily available on your navigation page. So I guess we are done for the day here. And we keep on doing such webinars, and we also provide the full topics trainings. We cover the courses. So just to stay updated with it, you can subscribe to our channels or can visit our social media platforms to keep updated what are our upcoming events. So any which ways, like for the for a deep understanding in business center, we'll be having our more webinars.